Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, Doctor's Orders will prescribe health news you can use. What is AARP doing in Ohio? We'll find out about their programs and plans. Then, stores are learning how to welcome those with Alzheimer's. We'll see how they make it easier to shop around. And when you sign a contract to have someone work on your home, you may be signing away your rights. We'll explain.
It's time to get geoing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. If you frequently suffer from heartburn and think nothing of it, you might want to think again. Do you also seem to have poor sleep and sleep disturbances? What you could have could be something much more serious. Joining me now is Dr. Ronnie Fass, Director of Gastroenterology at Metro Health Medical Center, to explain. So welcome to the show, Doctor.
Thank you.
So if it's not just heartburn, what could it be?
Well, it's probably gastroesophageal reflux disease, but I have to mention that heartburn is probably the most common presentation of the disease, although not always heartburn means gastroesophageal reflux disease.
So you don't have to needlessly worry, but it's a possibility out there. So I've heard that also called GERD or GERD. That's easier for me to say, so I want to ask you about what causes this GERD.
So the main cause for gastroesophageal reflux disease is really a dysfunction of the sphincter between the esophagus and the stomach. That leads to reflux of acid into the esophagus, and consequently patients may develop symptoms and inflammation of the esophagus. Okay,
and it's painful like heartburn. That's probably the first symptom. So how dangerous can GERD be?
Many people don't know that gastroesophageal reflux disease can lead to complications, and the most common one is severe inflammation of the esophagus. But it can also lead to ulcers in the esophagus. It can lead to the appearance of precancerous tissue in the esophagus called Barrett's. And in some cases, it can lead to cancer of the esophagus, which is, by the way, the fastest rising cancer in this country.
Oh my goodness. Is that because everybody's under stress and they have more and more heartburn and acid reflux?
Well, part of it, and the other part is because we're all increasing in weight and eating a lot of food.
So just like everything else in medicine, it seems like exercise and eating right can play a part in it as well?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, you're talking about the esophagus mostly, but does this disease affect other parts of your body in some way?
That's correct. So the disease is not only limited to the esophagus, and that's important to know. It can involve a variety of organs that are close to the esophagus. For example, the lungs. It can lead to asthma. It can lead to breathing problems. It can lead to even something what we call pulmonary fibrosis. It can involve the throat. It can lead to hoarseness, chronic cough, and cancer of the throat. And it can even lead to involvement of the mouth or the teeth. It can lead even to teeth cavities.
Oh my goodness, is that because the acid actually comes back up into your mouth and can eat away your enamel?
That's correct. So the acid can reflux high enough and end up in your mouth and as a result lead to teeth cavities.
My goodness. So if we have viewers that might be thinking, oh, this is just heartburn, I mean, should they just assume that, or what should they do at the point where they're a little worried about it and they've heard you now? What to do?
It's very important to understand that if you have heartburn, it may mean more than just simple reflux. That means you need to see a physician or to be tested. But I would like to emphasize also that you can do a few things to improve your symptoms.
Okay.
For example, you can do some lifestyle changes. Lose weight, like you mentioned, pursue exercise, elevate the head of the bed, and then try to avoid large fatty or spicy meals.
Mm-hmm. Wow, been good information and advice today. So GERD has been the fastest rising cause of cancer in the country. And if untreated, it can cause a myriad of problems affecting the esophagus and your other vital organs. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, go see a doctor before it's too late. My thanks to Dr. Fass for helping us to understand GERD.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit their website, www.metrohealth.org. Next, AARP in our area. But first, here in the U.S., we know that those couple of capital letters are an abbreviated name for our nation, United States. But make those letters lowercase and announce them in England, and the initials indicate something else entirely. Can you say what they stand for? We'll spell out the answer when we return.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
Over in England, the letters US were originally assigned to the Army to identify something as unserviceable. Today, they're useless. That's right, US in England now means useless, but I'm sure they aren't referring to us in the US.
I'll bet a vast majority of our viewing audience is familiar with the AARP. Now, they've changed their name to AARP. It used to be the American Association of Retired Persons, in case that's how you know them. But it's really important. AARP is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that helps people turn their goals and dreams into real possibilities. AARP also advocates for consumers and provides regular programming for seniors. So joining me today is Tamara Jones with the Cleveland chapter of AARP to discuss some of the programs. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I know a lot of people know about AARP from the commercials and the magazines and some of the discounts you can get when you get of a certain age.
Right.
So really tell me more about what we need to know about what AARP does.
Great. Well, thank you. We have, as you mentioned, we have changed our name because only about half of our members are retired. We have membership starts at age 50, and we have 38 million members nationally. In all 50, we have 50 state offices in Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So we are everywhere. We work on a lot of important topics like protecting Social Security and Medicare for all generations. We help inform people so that they can avoid identity theft, frauds, and scams. We are focused on retirement security information so that even if you're not in retirement, you can plan for retirement and be effective.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you changed your name, though. I think it's a little bit different focus for the organization.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what else do we need to know about AARP here in Ohio?
In Ohio, we have the 7th largest AARP membership and the 7th largest 50-plus population in the country.
Oh, boy.
We have 1.5 million members here in Ohio, and we have 4.2 million Ohio residents who are age 50 and over.
Okay, so I'm in a good grouping there.
That's right. There are a lot of us. That's right.
It's growing every day, too.
That's right. Absolutely. Our office is in Columbus, right across from the State House, where we do some lobbying and citizen advocacy around some important state issues. We have a teleworker here in Cleveland, in Cuyahoga County, who is very knowledgeable about the communities here, and we have also a teleworker in Cincinnati. So we have representation in the big 3 Cs.
What kind of volunteer opportunities do you have?
We have great volunteer opportunities. This year and last year we had local member discounts with the Cleveland Indians and at the Cleveland International Film Festival, and our volunteers helped us at those events. We have volunteers who do text preparation and tutor grade school children to help with their reading skills. We have volunteers that, as I mentioned, are at the State House and help us with federal advocacy as well. We have volunteers in our Speakers Bureau doing presentations about fraud and identity theft, and also Life Reimagined, which is a new initiative and concept for the association, and we have a number of volunteers doing Life Reimagined checkups here in Cleveland.
Is that just for people who are actually at retirement age?
No, it's for everyone facing or thinking about their what's next or a new challenge. It could be an empty nest or a new divorce. It could be small business entrepreneurship, or even cleaning out a garage or downsizing.
I need help with that, yes.
Yes, I can relate to that.
Wow, sounds like there's a lot of great programs, and I'm glad you're able to tell us something about them.
There are. We have, we are more than just our commercials on television or the magazine and the national discounts. We have a presence here in Cleveland. We're really excited to connect with our members and non-members in the Cuyahoga County area because there's a lot of fun stuff going on up here.
There is. Thanks. AARP has over 38 million members, as Tamara said, in all the 50 states, and they work on issues that are of particular importance to people age 50 plus, including retirement, Social Security, Medicare, advocacy, and a lot of other things. For more information, their number's next.
For more information, call AARP at 866-389-5653 or log on to states.aarp.org/region/Ohio. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. There's no time like the present, especially when it comes to making the most out of your money. To find out how to invest today for growth tomorrow, attend a complimentary seminar presented by the Lineweaver Financial Group. The presentation takes place Tuesday, October 13th at 1 p.m. and again Thursday, October 15th at 6 p.m. at the Lineweaver offices in Valley View. To reserve your seat, call 1-888-313-4009.
He worked in Hollywood as a writer for almost 25 years, and then he moved to the Cleveland area and became known as a mystery novelist, gaining fans with his Milan Djokovic series.
Close.
What?
Close.
Close? You'll have to tell me how to say it. He's written over 30 books, and his latest mystery novel is out, and it's called The Ashtabula Hat Trick. Joining me now is local author Les Roberts. So welcome to the show, Les.
Thank you very much.
We're talking about your new book. And the book touches on some kind of heavy themes, racism and bigotry.
Yep.
What made you look in that kind of a direction in writing a new novel?
Well, I think all of us who write for a living, write fiction for a living, we are all bothered by certain things. And it's a wonderful opportunity for me to just grouse about it, you know, on paper, you know, rather than, you know, stopping people on the street. So a lot of the things bother me, and I think in all my books there has been some little something that made me write the book in the first place.
Okay.
And I think homophobic people and bigotry and bullying and animal abuse, that's all in there.
Big issues, and it's good that somebody should address them. So you grouse about them. Do you offer any solutions in your books?
There are no real solutions except stop doing that.
Right.
You know.
So you're trying to get the word out too.
Absolutely.
In an entertaining way, I guess.
Well, I hope it's entertaining.
So.
You know, I always thought of myself as an entertainer, but I think as I grow older, I find myself wanting to discuss things that are much more important to me than just writing a murder mystery, which is fun, by the way.
Is it fun?
Oh yeah, it's totally fun.
All right.
For some, for me it is.
Now this has got the name Ashtabula right in the title, so I've heard you've been getting some feedback from those folks out in Ashtabula.
Well, just from one person who writes for the newspaper up there, when you write a whodunit, which means you don't tell who the bad guy is until the end, you have a lot of suspects, you know, that you create, and if you want them to be suspected by the reader, they have to be in one way or another corrupt.
Okay, they have to be a bad guy.
Not necessarily a bad guy, but everybody has problems, you know. And I think that writing about Ashtabula County as I have, I think this particular person thought I was not kidding. Oh. You know, that everybody up there is corrupt.
Oh, I see.
And she didn't read the acknowledgement page where I said people up there are very, very nice. This
well,
is fiction.
There you go. You got to read all of the book, not just what you think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so this is your 18th book, it's Yakovich, right?
Yakovich.
Yakovich.
Right.
I think I did say it wrong before.
Yeah.
And since there's been so many books, he's getting older. So how has his character changed kind of over the books and over the years?
Well, he's getting older because I am getting older. I mean, my first
So
one
is he
was
really you?
Well, I'm not 6'3". I'm not Slovenian. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't drink Stroh's beer. However, I think that he and I are very much alike in a lot of ways, but it's certainly not me.
Okay. So how did you come up with him as a character, or any other characters?
Well, I came here many, many years ago to Cleveland to do a job, and I fell in love with the city. Mm-hmm. And I was already writing murder mysteries, and I decided to write one set in Cleveland. And I looked for a guy who's going to be a private eye, who has a real Cleveland name. I mean, you know, if his name is Frank Wilson, he could be from anywhere. But if he's Marlon Yakovich, he's got to be from Cleveland.
I see.
So that's how it came about.
All right, good answer.
Right.
The book is called The Ashtabula Hat Trick, and it's available at your favorite bookstore. You can also get your copy signed by Les himself at his book signing on October 17th at the Kent State University bookstore. Right. So for more information, check it out.
Absolutely.
All right.
Next, what's in store for Alzheimer's patients? It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we're here today to show you how to do a donkey kick. This is an excellent exercise. It's not only going to work and strengthen that lower back area, but also it's going to build the glutes. You ready?
I need this.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to start on all fours. Here in the studio, we have our exercise mats. You at home, go ahead and grab a spot on the floor. We want our hands to be shoulder width apart. Our knees should be about the same. What we're looking for here is we're going to bring our knees straight in, and then we're going to try to keep a 90-degree bend as we bring it straight up and out. Perfect, okay? So we're going to bring it in and then up and out. We want 12 to 15 repetitions. Let's go ahead. We can switch and try the other side. In and out. All right, how you feeling, Lori?
Really good.
Looks good. All right, Lori's doing a slightly easier version of this.
I need a slightly easier version of this.
There you go. Those beginners at home, this is a way that you can build that muscle and still strengthen the same area, okay? 12 to 15, 2 to 3 times a week. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
If you've cared for a loved one with Alzheimer's, you know how easy it is to become housebound. It's challenging to venture out into the world when you're never sure how your loved one is going to act. Thankfully, businesses are recognizing this and making changes to make both of you feel welcome. General Manager Maria Stewart and Community Service Rep Nicole Perch of Home Instead Senior Care are here to shape how shops are reshaping themselves. So welcome to the show here.
Thank you.
So, I guess I'm going to ask a question of you first, I guess. What may be good for a loved one with Alzheimer's? You know, you need to get people out, right? It's good for the people, it's good for the caregivers, it's good for everybody, right?
That's true. But for many caregivers, going out in public with their loved one is both intimidating and challenging.
Of course.
Due to the unpredictable nature of the disease. Our research, Lori, shows that family caregivers might be reluctant to visit public places. And the reason why is because they're not sure of what behavior will develop in that loved one. Yeah. And then statistically, but sadly, 74% report that their loved ones have become more isolated from the community because of that.
Sure.
So what Home Instead Senior Care is doing in our area is offering free training to businesses on how to make their places more Alzheimer's friendly.
All right, so Nicole, what's involved in the training and how we're going to know a business has been Alzheimer's trained? What do you notice different than a business that hasn't had the training?
Good question. So the training actually builds on the company's customer service policy by teaching employees how to recognize signs and behaviors of a customer that may have Alzheimer's or dementia. When the employees understand that the challenges somebody may have with Alzheimer's, they're able to assist by eliminating the anxiety of a customer, calming a confusing situation, or assist with interactions. So for example, a waitress may be able to recognize a customer that's at the checkout line, confused of how to put their items up there or pay for it. She can assist. Mm-hmm. A waitress can help at the restaurant. when a company is Alzheimer's friendly, it just makes the customer experience a lot better. Also, when a company is Alzheimer's friendly, those employees of that company are going to be able to recognize and be more compassionate and understanding towards their coworkers that may be dealing with mom and dad at home.
Oh, yeah, that's
that have
true.
Alzheimer's.
It opens your eyes to a lot of different things.
It
so
does.
It's great businesses will do that, but I mean, it really makes good business sense, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And according to the Alzheimer's Disease International, the number of people with dementia worldwide is expected to grow to a staggering 75.6 million by 2030.
Scary.
And then by 2050, that number even doubles.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So most...
Well, we don't have a lot of time, so I want to know how businesses can get into this training program.
It's very easy. All they have to do is call our local home instead senior care office, and we can give them more information, set up a training. They can also visit a website called www.alzheimersfriendlybusiness.com.
Okay.
And once they do become certified in Alzheimer's friendly business, they do get this nice little window plaque, so that way customers can recognize that this business is Alzheimer's friendly.
And when the first business does it, I bet it'll go right down the block, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So, Alzheimer-friendly business can open up the world, at least a little bit, for a loved one who sees the world just getting smaller and smaller for them. My thanks to Maria and Nicole for telling us about this program and helping it become open for business in our area. For more information, their number is coming up next. Thank you.
To find out more, call the Alzheimer's Friendly Business Program at 888-734-8645 or click to www.alzheimersfriendlybusiness.com. Next, a liability loophole.
Here at Metro Health, you know you matter when it matters most. Here, we are the city's best at preparing for the world's worst. Here, we are the only verified burn center in Ohio for adults and children. Here, you'll find exceptional clinicians with extraordinary hearts. So the work we do here at Metro Health makes an impact here, out here, and right here. Metro Health, we're here for you, for all of you.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back to work out your health club rights. Have you joined an exercise club and signed a contract and actually read what you're signing? Typically, somewhere in the contract, you're promising to release the facility for any injury you suffer because of their negligence. Here to discuss how to protect your rights is my law partner, Michael Solomon. So welcome back, Mike.
Hi, Lori.
You know, many of our viewers probably do belong to an exercise facility or actually have to use an exercise facility for rehab. Can they just have you sign a contract that says they're not responsible for anything that might happen, even if it's their fault?
Under Ohio law, in the right situation, a contract you sign releasing someone from liability facility is effective. There was a case recently where a woman joined an exercise facility, got on the treadmill, fell off somehow, and then sued the facility saying they didn't maintain the treadmill correctly, and the court kicked it out, said, you know, you signed a release, you're out of luck. Now, I'm not picking on exercise facilities. That happens a lot, but there are other places that have that same issue.
Okay, so what are the other examples you have?
Well, you know, there are cases that I've seen dealing with indoor play centers with rides for children, or horseback riding at equestrian centers, or martial arts. Actually, take a look at the facilities for sporting games. You go to maybe the Indians, the Browns, and you look at the back, and you'll see you've waived you've released your rights for negligence and assumed you assumed
So
your
get hit in the
risk.
face with a ball, that's your fault.
That's right. That's right.
Because you came to the game.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you have a contract like that?
Well, your choices are really limited. You could ask the company to delete that clause, but if it's a chain, they're not going to bother. And forget about the Indians, the Browns. They're never going to say, okay, we'll scratch it off on the back of the ticket. Now, a local, if you're dealing with a local facility or a local, home repair person, they may go ahead and let you delete that one clause. And finally, your choice is to say, no, I'm not going to sign the contract. But practically, are you going to tell your child or grandchild, well, we can't go to the Cleveland Indians game because they won't release me from the negligence deletion? So you just have
Probably not going to be a conversation you
right.
want to have. So what's the big takeaway here from all of this?
Well, the takeaway is like anything. Always read what you're signing. Even if you're going to have to give up your rights, you ought to know what rights you're giving up. And if it's important enough to you, then you have to maybe just say no.
Okay, just say no. I've heard that in other situations too. So, is there any other guidance you can give people, and when they're reading, what kind of language are you looking for?
Well, it's only effective if it's put generally at the end of the contract. If it's buried, that classic, it's a small type in the middle, then you have a good argument that it was not something apparent.
That you actually would have noticed.
Yeah. So that's usually where they'll put it. If there's a good lawyer, he's going to make it bolded and put it at the end so you see the language.
Okay. Well, that's another good tip. So, right or wrong, you're often asked to relinquish your rights, which means you're liable to if there's something that happens, even if the businesses are maybe what caused it. You need to understand this kind of language before you commit to a contract. Read it and make sure you understand it. Need more help? Give Mike a call. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, next Sunday at 11:30 in the morning, right here on Channel 3 with more great information. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.